in the studio. Very cool dude, and basically, I am ready to come and share with you our vision and our view as to how we intend to correct some mistakes and how we also intend to move forward with the agenda of this dynamic president.
We have the problem of drugs.
Mhm.
I need not remind you of that because you've been in the streets for different
So,
for a long time, so you know
yes.
what it is. Give us the status of what you this stuff that you coming to inherit. This DEA. What is it now?
Well, from my own assessment and analysis, since we've been on the streets, and I don't know what type of DA system we had, drug enforcement system we had, because we are basically reinventing the wheel to the extent of getting the various functionary of the DA working again. First and foremost, we don't even have an office at this point in time. So we are basically starting the DA from fresh, ensuring that we address the issue of the minutes as they are right now, and then start to look at the issue of the transshipment and all of the trafficking nature of the DA. So there's a lot of work that we put together, but while we even looking at the structural problem, we are still being proactive in getting some of the drug issues. We've been making some arrests.
Some arrest already.
Yes, we made a lot of arrests at this point in time. In the midst of all of the chaos that we had, we're making arrests and trying to find a way where we can establish some cohesive approach towards addressing it. What we intend to do is to set up a systematic approach towards it. We basically we know look at the enormity of the problem
Mm-hmm.
and look at the way we are. And after visiting most of the ghettos, and after the dressing
You've
and
already
looking,
gone to the ghettos.
I've been to almost all the most of the ghettos here. And my people in the rural country, in the rural part of the country that have gone. I've been felt with that. We've gone as far as Kakata at this point, personally, but then we've gotten reports from other places around, from different sources. So we are working as we go through. We came running because of the normative, because of the problem. We've also been talking to folks in outside of Liberia. We've been talking to folks in Sierra Leone. We've been talking to folks in Guinea. Now, those are neighboring countries where most of these things will come not by the will of the government, but by the will of all of these traffickers. So we're trying to establish relationship with the folks so that we can now have some whole as on the process as they are. But for us as an excuse me, as an entity, we basically established a systematic approach, looking at where we find ourselves, looking at the nature. We now establish a system of stopping the importation of drugs in Liberia right now, and addressing the trafficking problem. At the same time,
How are you stopping the importation?
well, we now put a vigorous approach towards the guys that are bringing the drugs through the border. As porous as our borders are,
Mhm.
we've had people deployed to most of the known trafficking route, and that's how we got most of the drugs to be arrested at this point. Most especially the Kush epidemic. That is something we know is coming through the border from the western part of Liberia, and so we focus our attention on that western part. At the same time, looking at the southeast, where we have most of the drugs coming from other part of Liberia as well. So, but for us, while we're doing all of that, we want to make sure address the internal situation, the guys that are victimized. We have two clients. We have the guys, the regular guys who are going through the drug addiction, and the traffickers. So those traffickers and those guys are the judicial client that we are addressing at the same time. The ones we're arresting from coming across the border, and the guys that are existing, the guys that have been affected by the process. Those are the guys that you see on the sidewall in Center Street and most of the area. Those are victims in our own right. But have, having drugs and smoking drugs, I mean, having drugs, being in possession of drugs, and then also selling drugs, they're all crime.
We'll get to
So,
that later, but
so we are.
I want us to deal with this.
Mhm.
I don't know why you took this job. It's quite different from policing that you
Yeah.
make your mark and people admire you to keeping the street calm and keeping the street orderly. But this is a different war. Which I will tell you that Liberia has lost.
No, we've not lost the
the
war.
drug war. We lost it. We
No,
had
we've
100.
not.
We had $100 million drug case. We lost the case. So you lost the war. Let's be frank with that.
No, we have
Why
not.
did you take this job?
Well, I'm a Liberian, a qualified Liberian at best, and then a Liberian willing to help this president who I believe in very much, and then he has focused his mind, his attention on the drug issue, which has to be. No president will come here and not focus on this generation. This generation almost going in oblivion. So what we're doing, we are contributing towards the president's draft. And as a Liberian with children, family members who also are affected by the menace, we had to take a chance to add this thing to the best of our ability. Everything I've got, all of the services I've done both in the States and in Liberia, this is one of the best, this is the most demanding tax I've ever had because it saved lives. Our country is dying. Our kids are going down the drain, and going down the drain to the extent where we have 20% of our population on drugs.
Wow.
That is almost 1 million of the 5 million plus people on drugs. You got so looking at that statistic, I can't be as a normal person. I was one of the first drug agents in Liberia back in the days when I was director of CID. I arrested the ADC around here. I had gone to Murtala Mohammed Airport. That was the route of the ADC airline, and we made arrests in the custom building in Lagos.
In Lagos,
yes. So we have been. This is not a strange phenomenon for us. This is not a strange tax. As normal as it is for us right now, we have made with all of what I have, and so I took it because I want to help this president. I want to help this country. Doing of all walks of life must address it. The security apparatus must be focused in this process. And we had discussion with other members of the security sector so as to focus our attention on this because it's not a one-man fight.
So what is the government's commitment? You don't have an office space. What that stuff you have on how do you call it?
It's nothing.
It's nothing. It's garbage. And I went there. There's nothing functional over there. So what is the numerical strength? What do you need to take this war on? What do you need? Is the government, without giving it lip service, is this government, you think this government going to be different from we as government? At which time they want $100 million drug case, came and we lost that case. Is WACA going to make a difference? If yes, if you assess politically, yes. How does WACA committed to getting the team, getting your team off the ground and keep it kicking?
Well, as the quote unquote drug czar of this country at this point in time, I see that the president is committed in getting this thing done. And so from what we saw from the previous government, I think it was something done on lip service to the point where the guys who were assigned to the DA basically were assigned based on personal relationship and other stuff. That's my view, because what I've seen at the DA is appalling. It's something that I don't want to be seen as denigrating my predecessor. I don't want to do that, but I got to say it for what it is. And if you've gone there, you've seen exactly what we have there. I can tell you that the commitment I see in the eyes, in the minds, and in the views of the government as a whole. The legislature, when I had the confirmation hearing, they all committed themselves. Everybody confirmed us with flying colors, and they all committed themselves. Even Magay, who abstained from the commitment, he also committed himself to helping in the process, in the question and answer period. So I'm with a strong conviction that we have the commitment from the legislature, the guys that will set up the fund, the guys that have the money, they've all committed to doing it. And so I'm with a strong conviction that the team we put up, a systematic approach, and all of those guys that are part and parcel of this team, we are all strong in our minds to actually contribute towards the process. And the president, I met with the president yesterday again. He also expressed his commitment in addressing this process. So I do have the support of the government, at least from what I've seen. That is fine. I've given a budget of the new DEA
Mhm.
to the president to a large extent, and I'm going to go to meet with the folks in the Senate and the House of Representatives so as to make a case again. Even though nobody called, I mean, I had a
So,
meeting
so with
to.
our budget, how are you making these breaks at the ghettos?
Well, we going by the instant and
Do,
basically
do,
going
do,
in
do
my
you
own
have your own
pocket,
army?
going in my own pocket in some cases to send
Wow.
the guys transportation to go. Because T-Max, if you see what I see, if you know what I know, it'll be difficult for you not to go to take your money you using to buy bread in your home to actually help. I'm not even kidding you. This is a process that we can win this war. This war is not lost yet. I'm telling you, it can be won. It will just require the commitment of all Liberians, not just one person. All members of the national security apparatus will have to be on board. If you got a commitment from the police, you got commitment from the Bureau of Immigration,
Mhm.
that will be at the very border point, crossing point that will see this situation. We all have to be committed in getting this process forward. And so we're gonna have a sectoral meeting. We're gonna meet up with the police, we meet the immigration, and meet with all sector of our population to address it. We now have set up a committee that will address. We have a community oriented approach where the community will be part and parcel of the process. I taking my own training and my own background in community policing, we now have transitioned that into community oriented approach, where we will meet with community members that will be part and parcel of the process because the drugs is in the community. So because it's in the community and community being affected, there I have the strong will of members of several communities around the country who are willing to participate, who are willing to contribute, who are willing to be part and parcel of this fight. And that's the commitment. That's what gave him the zeal to see that we have the zeal and the right and the might to fight this because the
So let
people
me
are
look at your
going.
team, critical. Let me look at, because the whole thing you have in Fiaman is not anything I have to go by. Information is that some of people that were considered to be the agents of DEA were the same guy peddling the drugs to some extent.
Very scary.
I can give you a bunch of names. Guys within the DEA, the guys engaged in drugs and let them the corporate go free. They are agents, your own agents
Very
dealing in
scary.
drugs.
Very
And
scary.
in security, if you cannot trust the guy with you in the battle, he will shoot you on the back. So I don't know what kind of team you put together. And Liberia being with it, we have 15 political subdivisions. We have, and most of those counties, the Leeward counties, borders neighboring this amount of countries. And I think that's the conduit. How you hope to deal with that, the quality of your staff, the commitment of the kind of team you put together. I want to know what that quality is.
Well, we've been fortunate to have guys who are committed like we are. A guy like Fediga, Hussein Fediga, that's worked in the U.S. system forever. He has the pedigree, he has the resume to actually to give us a better approach towards our drug problem. He a very good analyst.
You brought him to Liberia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good analyst who basically has gone all out to actually make this process a priority. He has the qualification, he has the view, he has all of what it takes to actually give us a standing point. And then we also have Bao Ko.
Bauco, yeah.
Bao Ko is a lawyer. Um, he'll be handling our administrative part of this process. He's a lawyer, and then
He used to be the police, right?
he used to be at the police. Yes,
Okay.
he used to be at the police. Very methodical, very upright. The guy who is systematic in his approach. Being a lawyer, having the law. But one of the reasons why the case you're talking about, the $100 million case,
Mhm.
was as simple as ethical boundaries. They didn't follow the chain of custody and some of those minor rudimentary stuff that you do in police investigation was not followed. So as a result, you cannot win case when you do not follow A, B, C, D. You can't go from A to D and you think you can win a case in the court system. It doesn't work that way. On the other hand, reversely, what we're doing now, we're not just going to arrest just by taking the drugs. That's the reason why you have the proliferation right now. We have to now put this guy away. The drug law, we are lucky we have a drug law now that put you away 10 years and it's not biddable. And so we're going to use that. And then we also have the forfeiture law, the forfeiture act, where when your drugs is found in your car, when you are a peddler, the drugs is found in your car, we seize the drug, we seize the drug and the vehicle. If it is caught in your household,
So, but I'm giving the guy a ride. I don't know he had drugs.
well, that would be through an investigation. Basically, if you took somebody in
So
your
that
car,
means that if the guy is caught in my car with the
Mhm.
drugs, now when they arrest him,
no.
you
When
arrest him my car.
when the car is yours,
Mhm,
you are the one with the car, and the drugs is in your car.
mhm.
Basically, we would seize the car. And when you have,
What if
also-
it's found in my house?
we find in your house, and it can be connected to you, we'll seize the house. That's simple. That's what the law.
Maybe
The
come
law.
on. Maybe,
The law is the law.
Maybe you're making it in states.
The law
You're
is the
making it
law.
stuff. I mean, the point is you caught people selling drugs from their homes. So that means that you'll be confiscating people's homes.
Timas, you know me, right? I follow the law. And one of the reasons why the post say Ibi Kuma, a wicked man, he did it because I follow the law. I'm not the crafter of this law. This law was done by the Liberian people, by the people representing
And your business is to follow
my
it.
business is to enforce the law. I'm an enforcer of the law, and I'm going to follow to the best of my ability. I can tell you that. And then watch for the level of people that will be arrested in this country. I can assure you, I don't care how far your tattoo is. If you are caught, the enormity of this problem, I'm taking my own money now, my own little 2 cents from a little thing that I save. I'm taking it to start this engine running. I will not do that to allow guys to use this process and damage our country. This is equivalent to a war.
Will you kill
people?
Will you kill any peddlers if necessary?
You know, I have this police instinct, and all my life has been in that instinct. There is something called proximity violation. If you violate my proximity, you have the weapon to shoot at me. And if you have the weapon to shoot at me, and then you come within the confine of my safety,
You shoot him dead.
I will shoot you.
Shoot him dead.
I will shoot you. That deadly force is something that is warranted when you have proximity violation. I mean, and that's the law. That's not me. And that was also crafted by the Liberian people. And so if this is a challenge to the drug dealer. I'm sending you this caveat. If my agents are out there enforcing the law and you pick up the gun, they will shoot at you.
They will shoot at them.
Oh yes. When you pick up, because you already killing our children with the drugs, with this thing called kush, it's killing. And if you now with all of that, the guys are stopping you and you're trying to challenge them with guns, and you think you're going to shoot them, you're not going to shoot at my agent. You're not going to do that. You don't have the right to shoot at people when you're already killing our children.
So you be carrying long range weapons now.
Well, we not going to. We stay trying to train our people, and the guys, before we give you one weapon, you have to go through psychological preparedness. You have to go through a lot of training to give you one weapon. And once we qualify you, we have our international partner qualify you as well. Once you're qualified, you got a psychological preparedness to handle a weapon. You will go there. You're not going to violate anybody's constitutional right and go with impunity as well. And basically, before you get out there, maybe you won't reach to that, but we are putting our people through drug testing. Drug testing for
we get to that aspect.
So the issue of defending ourselves is something that is primary for me. It's at the forefront of what I do. I protect my officer, even out of the police. I protect my officer. You cannot go ahead and kill or mean my officer when they are enforcing the law. That's not fair. That's not right. Just the same right you have, those guys came from their home in their household to come and enforce the law and work for the government. You do not have the right to take their life.
Okay, let's go to the other aspect that has to do with drugs. The first night ago, you went to the president's office. The president, the vice president did drug test.
Yes, sir.
How are you going to do it to the rest of those ministries? And how are you going to do it? Is it compulsory that I take? What if I don't want to take the test?
Well, you work for government. And you work on the behalf of the government, and you are requested to take this through a presidential mandate. You will take it. The president has set the example.
If I don't want to take it, you take your job, right?
The president has the prerogative to decide whether you work in his government or not. I'm sure with the kind of war we have in, the president would not want to keep drug addict in his government. I don't think so.
Let's get another aspect has to do first. Okay, you get this guy apprehended.
Mhm.
You get this boy already addicted to Kush.
Mhm.
What do you do? I mean, you have him you have him arrested, you have him incarcerated. What do you do with him? What is that the end of his life? What processes will you put
No.
him to refine him to make him a better citizen?
Well, we have series of steps, and those are steps that we've actually agendaed from the beginning of this process. Once we contact you, right now, what I'm doing right now, people are going out to code them, to codify them, put them in our database. That's what we want to establish first. While we're establishing the government rehabilitation center that we had the time to go to in Bentall.
In Bentall?
Yes, there's a agriculture training
They
center.
have a facility there?
The Youth and Sport has a facility there, and I went along with the Minister of Youth and Sport and the Health Minister and other functionaries to go in and establish that particular process. So once that is established, the government, the president has permit to actually expedite the construction of that particular process. Once that is done, we will go ahead and start to establish that system. And the system there will be, we have an intake. We have basically we have to be voluntary. The one thing we don't understand, it has to be voluntary by the UN standard. We're not going to force anybody going there. However, drug possession is a crime. You're a criminal when you are caught with drugs, and when you're selling drugs, also it's a crime. So when we arrest you, because you are who you are, you're a victim. We tell you, say, look, let's go for rehab. You go down for detoxing. If you
and I say I'm not going.
Then we charge you criminally because you're a criminal already. You already have drug possession. Then you go to the judicial system. Then you become a judicial client. The other client you are under the tutelage and the views of the government. I mean, so we take you and carry you to do that. But if you refuse to do that, we are going to process you judicially. You go to the criminal justice system, you be booked and you sent to jail, and that's simple. So I already
who pays for that rehabilitation stuff?
Government.
Government going to pay that. So
yes, sir.
The Ministry of Health will be working along with the DEA,
yes,
so
sir.
that when the guy is caught and he wants to be rehabilitated,
yes, sir.
he's sent to that aspect of the Ministry of Health to detox him.
Yes, sir.
And going through the process, and
then you go through when you're caught, you sent to that center. And mind you, let me just put this out. There are other private public partnership that we're establishing. Guys, we send out to people who have established their own private initiative that we're addressing. So that it's not just going to be the Bentall institution that we have. We have the private partners. There are other institutions.
We have relationship with different.
So DeLon is a very good case study for us. We're going to replicate DeLon studies and DeLon operation in the Mamba, the place name, Bentall institution. There are other places around, like for instance, the one at the Rafi Highway. Not Rafi Highway, the Buchanan Highway. There's another one run by the members of the Lebanese community.
Yes, the Lebanese
that we intend to actually incorporate. I've met with him. He wants also. We're going to have the opportunity to actually replicate that. That's one of the best I've ever had. I've seen the guy with Chini.
Chini at the Morex.
Yes, Morex.
Okay.
Morex has a very well-established function that we can utilize without much work. So we are going to work with Morex. We'll replicate his situation in the Bentall, in that whole Bentall establishment. And so there are other establishments around, like I said, the issue with Senator DeLon. I've had the opportunity to meet with his technician. I've met with his technicians, and I think they also have good establishment that we can utilize. So when I told you that the wall is not lost, we can defeat this process. First, we'll stop the importation. We'll deal with our children that have been victimized.
It'd be a bit difficult to stop the importation. It means that you gotta have your full store. Let me tell you something what it is. You gotta have your full store first at the Freeport of Monrovia.
I'm about to reach there.
Rabos International Airport.
I'm coming there.
The little Ganta.
I'm coming there. I've gone to the Ralphie. I mean, I've gone to RIA
Mhm.
and I've studied the issue. I know exactly what the leakage will be.
You studied that already.
Yes, we've gotten something from the UNOC, UN Office on Drugs. They're giving us some establishment. This
Sort of scanner or
the
something.
scanner is going
Okay.
to be placed in there. So that scanner is going to be a way to pass all of the bags. Now there will be some restriction that most of our diplomatic folks might not have. We are going to make sure that every parcel, every bag that comes to the RIA, they pass through the scanner. You got to pass through the scanner before you come out.
You put us diplomat through that stuff?
Well, we have studied. Our view is that there are people who post themselves as diplomat when they are not diplomat. They use that particular process as a way to convey the drugs. Honestly, I'm being very bold and blunt here. So we're not gonna do under the president, the vice president, this Senate pro tem, the speaker. We are going to exempt by that whole diplomatic situation. Well, we're not giving you diplomatic courtesy at the RIA. We allow your bags to pass through our scanner. That's a drug scanner. To pass through it, and so that when you go to the other side, all effort will be accorded to you. All respect will be given you when you're there. And then we'll have our diplomatic people to put that. There's no more back door where when the bag is right there and then the bag is passed through that person, it doesn't go to the scanner. No, that's not going to happen. Then from here, I'm going to go to the port, the free port of Monrovia. We're going to go again and find a place where we can establish that. Anywhere you have the LRA, the DA will be there. So that when you opening the container, anywhere the DA will do their own inspection. We're fighting the war here. And I'm committed to defeating the criminals.
This it's a global war. So I don't know whether you'd appeal, because the stuff you want to do will cost a lot of money, and this government is starting from $41 million. Is not
no. This $49 million is not for the budget for government.
It's for who?
This is not the budget for the government.
No, what I mean, the government, the money that Joseph Imambaka won is in the papers. But what I'm saying that they cost a lot of money. Yeah, if you don't have international appeal, you just might not get the money.
Well, we are going to go out to the international, our friends in the international community, and the good thing about this whole process is that the folks are committed. The U.S. government is committed. Our partners are committed wholeheartedly. The U.S. is willing to help. The British, I'm scheduling a meeting with the British ambassador right now. The European Union committed to helping. So this is why I'm telling you, we're going to win this war. And
will they give you money, equipment, and
I don't need money.
Or what?
I don't need money from anybody.
Why do you need?
I need the equipment. I need this. I need the weapon. I need the instrument. I need those things that will help us to fight this war. That's basically what we need. We don't need, and I don't want, the reason why I'm calling for an audit of the previous so-called DEA we had. I want the folks to not be, we don't want to have this donor fatigue, where the donor will say, look, listen, we're giving you this month. I've had a chance to meet with the NODC people, UNODC people. They've expressed what they've done. They're giving me their agenda for the year. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to have a conversation with them as to what transpired. This is what they've done. So I'll bring them to come and study what has been happening. I can tell you, whatever they did, the result we got, we don't have much of a prosecution. And if you can't prosecute these guys, you're not going to establish a deterrent principle. So the guys will feel that it's fine. We can go back to Liberia. We can use Liberia as a conduit, as a transit point. And the drugs coming out of here is going straight to the West. So we are now facing the blunt of it because our kids been inundated with this whole kush, and basically we're now having the blunt. Before it was just a transit point, the coke and all of those things were packaged outside Liberia. Nobody take that much yet, but now, and then we're very reluctant from the beginning. We had people smoking marijuana here. We thought it was something that was just being grown here, and I can assure you, the guys that are planting marijuana here, they got me to contend with, because marijuana is just the business drug that gravitates into these big major things. Because the guys are taking the marijuana becomes something that they don't get high about anymore. So they go to another step. That's how got us into the Kush system. Because from marijuana, they start finding Italian white, they start finding all of these things. Now they reach to Kush. Kush is just $1. Some places say $2, $2 Liberian dollars. 100 Liberian dollars.
For Kush.
For Kush. $100 one of the smallest stuff. They take it, they mess them up. And that's how bad it is. And that's why when I see drug dealers, when I see the guys peddling drugs to young kids, they go as young as 12, 13, 14 years old, which is why we, in our systematic approach, we have these, we have the community outreach people. We have people going to the schools,
To the schools.
to the various schools, because that's where we have the problem. These Friday stuff you guys can do on the various beaches. We are reaching out to them. Basically, our processes go to all of the communities, go to the churches, the mosques, the religious institution, so that these institutions that they have connected to their religious establishment will be at the receiving end of these.
You go to the mosque, what do you tell the imam? Tell your people here, they say.
I go to the Muslim Council first.
Yes.
No, the Muslim Council, it basically sits at the top of this process. They got schools attached to that particular council. They will reach out, we'll go with them, to work out people to go there. We'll go to the church, the council of churches. We'll go to these religious-based institutions. We'll go to the Baptist seminary, the Baptist place. We'll go to the Muslim Congress. We ask them, Lord, this is our approach to it. If you want us to, we gradually will be talking to the Ministry of Education to use drug tests as the basis of enrollment in these institutions. So those are some of the long-term approach, long and short-term approach that we have, so as to immediately address this process. So that when we do that, then we find ourselves with some hole. Gradually, we're not going to allow a new victim. The old victim, we're going to take them into the treatment centers. Then we now can go ahead now and start to stop new victimization.
Thank you very much. Let's take our break and come right back.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has brought in all sizes of new quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage has also brought in a state-of-the-art 2022 upgraded diagnostic machine that can easily detect any problem with your car. Don't worry, we can fix it for you. Is your car having any electrical problem? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician from Ghana who is up to the task of programming and solving all of your car electrical problems. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street side. We have our garage and new showroom at Rehab at the junction of President Weah's residence. For original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to Uptown Garage. We give 1 month warranty. We also provide a tow truck free of charge if we are the ones to work on your car. But we can also tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 0777 553317 or 0886 553317 or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian owned, is here to put a smile on your face.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, shifting our focus to a new horizon, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Today, we are making a brighter tomorrow, built by our dreams and our energy. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank, a better way. a better Africa.
Thank you very much. You're back on 50/50 on Sky 107. Our special studio guest is Abraham Kromah. He is Director General of the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency. It's been around, just like growth without development is here. No matter what they're doing, they have themselves parked in Fiamma. You can hardly go there and breathe, no matter how they can fight drugs. Kush is killing our people, and we say we have DEA and Kromah is inheriting it. I don't know what impact he would make. Well, he got a wide range of ideas, and the sort of seriousness he wants to take to this job. But you need money to do this. All is good, but the plan must be supported by money. So you need to carry your cap around for the assistance.
Well, basically, that's what we've been doing. I've been visiting the president of it, like I work there, because I want to make sure, but I want to appreciate the president. This fight is just not his own fight alone. The president is a passionate father, a parent of several children. Now he's taking Liberia to himself. And basically, from what I know he's seen during the campaign and from what data he has been exposed to, has given him enough vigor to actually help. We still want to call upon him, the budget we took, to actually see to it, because we're starting a new department. It is a department that will actually be the standpoint of making sure that drugs is addressed, the issue of drug addiction is addressed in our country. So we want to express our appreciation to him and to the cabinet, and also to the Senate, the House of Representatives, national legislature, for that matter, for the level of support they've given us, the verbal support they've given us. I see the draft in them, and so that we want to appreciate all of them, because this is a fight that it can't be won just by the executive. It has to be with the judiciary, who will put forth the issue of the money that will be used to do this, because starting a new department is like starting at fresh and everything. So to put the money that will be put aside, it might not be as little as you see it, but it has to be contributed by almost everyone. We also want to call the U.S. Embassy, the United States, people of America, through the USAID, has to be a part of this, a partner in this process. We can assure them that anything paid by the American people will go to its just cause. I can assure the Americans, I can show the European that their contribution will be something that we will look forward to, that will look at, that we are fighting a war that will require the assistance of everyone. It's not a literal war, it's a war that basically has to do with the soul of the Liberian people at this point. And all of our friends will have to come to our help, to our aid, to help us at this point. This is a time that we want to see friends coming to help friends. We'll have the opportunity to meet with the British ambassador very shortly to express these things personally to him, because we know what the British people have done for us. We know what they can do. We are going to go to them to appeal to the people of Great Britain. We will continue to appeal to our fraternal, our traditional partner, which is the U.S. government. So as to the INL and the UNODC, those folks that are sitting there that can give us the necessary help, we will continue to beg them for help. This time around, we need their help, and we can even ask them to give us personal people within the department, so as to monitor our progress. That we want to ask the U.S. Embassy, we want to ask the INL to send us experts that will come and monitor the progress of the assistance that will be provided to us, so as to see this drug fight. I've committed myself, and the folks have committed themselves, so as to make sure that this process is won. And to do that, we will need their assistance and financial support to do it. The European will do it. We brought in Fediga, we brought in Bauko, and we brought in Vafador to serve as the policy analyst for us as well.
Okay.
Who has
so you got a whole team set up.
Got a team set up. We got James Kamen. There's a guy who has been in the vanguard of this process. We have James Lackey. We have several guys who we are bringing on board. We've even bringing guys from the police to come and be part of this process. And so the new DEA will require the participation and the involvement of almost all of our people. Because this is a war. I mean, I will show you, I will expose some of the stats we've gotten, some of the arrests that we made, some of the confession we got from some of these folks. Some of these folks who say that this is all they live on, but they're living on something that's affecting kids. I mean, the irony and the stupidity in it, I can't pardon. I can't pardon it. You're looking at something that is killing other people. You're not taking it. The drug dealers will not take the drug that they sell to our kids. They're sitting on the side. If you just pass away through Center Street, Tima, you see that every day. But go inside the Penal building. Go see life wasted. Liberians that are high school, college students, college graduate, sitting there being harnessed by this particular drugs. You will shed tears. I mean, I shed tears. Okay, my little brother died of drug addiction, and so it's a personal feeling for me as well.
I see why.
And so I've given up everything to help to fight to stop other Liberian kids from dying.
Okay, so let's get the public participate on this now. So call us on those numbers on 0777 777 You'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107. Better still call us on 0777 221 223, or you can use our Facebook page, Sky Communications Liberia. Our special studio guest is Abraham Kromah, Director General of Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency. The numbers again, 0777 777. Let's go to the line. Talk to our first caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where you calling me from?
Yeah, I'm Patrick. You know, I'm calling from Rakim Communication.
Go ahead.
Chairman. So, good morning to your studio, Judge Honorable Kromah. Somebody said there was an error in terms of placing Honorable Kromah where he gone. Kromah, kudos to you. You have our support as a community chairman. I have an experience that I want to express. But I don't really want to express this because I'm the chairman of a community on the public media. So I don't know who number that I can get so that I can give it to you. There's an issue in my community concerning the same drugs alley. And all of the time I call it GA over the years upon years, they will come and perform. At the end of the day, the same people will come back. I'm almost surprised. Some of the people came to me to attack my home, telling me that I'm the one who called the DEA on them. And I was like shocked and embarrassed. So I was surprised that in the security setup, because I got background in security, if somebody gave you a close information and you can't perform that in the community, then you go and alarm the person. That was very bad. So I really want a number that I can call so that I can give some clear duty concerning this issue in my community.
Thank you very much.
Really affected.
Thank you very much. Call us on that number on 0777 777 Let's go back to line 3. Talk to our next caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, T-Max.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Thank you. My name is David. I'm calling you from the U.S. this morning.
From the U.S. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, T-Max. I appreciate everything that you're doing. And I want to tell AB thank you. Listening to AB this morning, you know, when you see serious people, you know. And I've been knowing AB for a very, very long time. AB, what he's saying, he's not joking. AB don't play. The country Liberia, T-Max, we need people that is ready to work. If you don't want to work, go and sit down. The drug epidemic, AB went to school here. He knows exactly what he's talking about and what can happen to you when you are caught with drugs in this country. The thing is too much in Liberia. It's damaging the country. T-Max, everyone even started talking about 13 to 14 years old. When I was in Liberia, I know children, 9 years old kids.
Wow.
Taking drugs. 9 years old. It's damaging the country. And this is the thing that people want to fix. Then somebody should come in front of you and even say they trying to come against your men. Maybe, my brother, I'm supposed to be coming Liberia as soon as possible. I give you my personal support.
Thank you very much.
Because that's what I'm doing.
Thank you very much.
I give you my personal support. I appreciate you.
Call us on that number.
Do your job with no fear and favor.
Let's go back to line 5. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jonathan.
Good morning, Lisma. I do. Go ahead. I mean, your name is too hard for me to pronounce anyway. Just go ahead.
My name is Aman Osborne David.
Okay,
Mr. Latte.
no, I will call you Amma. Amma is all right for me.
Yeah, thank you. And I joined the fascinating conversation from Electoral District number 15.
Go ahead.
Thank you. The responsibility that has been given to Director Kuma is a very huge responsibility. I say this to mean that the entire country is focused on ensuring that we minimize, if possible, eradicate the issue of drugs. So it is a very huge responsibility. Even the president is seriously concerned in ensuring that we will reduce or eradicate the intake in the sales of drugs. So it is a responsibility that I classify as a huge responsibility, and I look forward to seeing Director AB exercising his responsibility to ensuring that this thing is possible eradicated, because it is eating up the fabric of our society. Young people are falling prey to it because there is a proliferation of ghettos all around here. People are making businesses out of it. At the end of the day, it is destroying the youth. Director AB, we are holding you to a very serious expectation, a very high expectation at that, because your record has shown that you are a result-oriented person. So we are looking forward to you exercising that same record at the DEA. We will give you all of our support. We, the ordinary people, when there is a need for us to be a whistleblower, will blow those whistles in the interest of our country. But again, let me quickly use the medium to call national government. Now you can defeat drugs when you not direct resources to ensuring that we fight drugs. So I'm calling on national government through the legislature to get the needed resources so that Director AB can be able to execute responsibility. At the end of the day, the Liberian people will celebrate his responsibility.
Thank you, Aman. Thank you very much. Call us on those numbers. Let's go back to line 5. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. T-Max, and good morning to AB. Thank you for everything that you said, and I know I was listening to you, but I want to respectfully disagree with you on one point. I don't think you should make a session for the executives to not go through the scanner. I think you should give them a privilege where their bag can be scanned.
But that's what he said. He said those that are diplomats, the president, the vice president, the speaker, the president pro tempore, to give them the courtesy with part. But every bag that's coming on that plane or coming from that ship will go through the scanner. That's what he said.
You know, Mr. Tabata, I agree with you, but if I understand what he said, it means they will not go through the scanner, though, but now the only exception would be the dead that would not go through the scanner.
Or you think they could have the drugs on themselves, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying the executive will do it, but people can use their money to influence everybody. And we should not make a exception to certain group of people. I'm not saying they are capable of doing it or they will do it. But, the law should be the law and everybody should abide by the law.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I wanted to say again. I wanted to ask him, because they got 3 types of drugs tests that you can administer to people to get effective results. Because the urine is good, but people can influence the urine. So if you can do the hair testing, because the hair testing can go back 6 months. If you do a hair test, the hair test can go back 6 months, can tell you if this person is on drugs or this person was using drugs. But the urine, it's a short period of time effect. It's accurate, but it's shorter than doing a hair test.
Thank you very much.
If you said something again about the employee's salary, I think that's a good thing. If to get an effective employee, I think they need to raise their raise, and I think he submitted or he said it once. He has not talked about it on the show, but I think that was one of his requests that he made, that he wanted to bump that thing to 250 or above that. I think that's a good idea to get an effective employee.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Call me on that number 0777 777 You'll be live on 50/50. Let's go back to line 2 and talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name, please?
My name is Nicholas Brown, calling you from the Somalia draft.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say thanks so much for the show. I want to say thanks to the studio guests.
You think AB? Wait. Let me ask you something. You think AB can fight the war?
We all will join him. We all will join him because I'm a victim. I have a young brother. Every day I see young people taking drugs. Every day I see sick. One question I want to ask the man, because I want to join the fight to do this. Okay. I want to know, when are we doing the recruitment process, sir? Please let us know.
Thank you very much.
I want to join you on the team. Thank you so much.
We can take 2 more, then we go back to AB to make to comment on the concerns of the callers. The numbers again. Let's go back to line 1. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Sheriff Darius Aluna from Caldwell.
Go ahead, Sheriff.
Yeah, I want to thank Director Kumar for his explanation. And I also want to ask Director Kumar that we noticed in the past time in the DA, okay, most of the guys in the DA we see that people that were recruited that never went through the necessary training. Okay, you see somebody who is standing around the ghetto. After some time, you see them in DA uniform. So I want to know what is putting in place for manpower training. And also during the election, we noticed a DA officer, okay, which were in the ghetto with arms and telling the guys in the ghetto to go and vote, okay, for a particular candidate. If they don't do it, he will go back and shoot them. He said because they relaxed the drugs law on them because they wanted them to vote. So what are he
So
doing?
what candidate he was asking them to vote for?
Hello?
What candidate he was asking the guys in the ghetto to vote for?
Yeah, I mean, this particular guy, the video went viral. Okay, the video went viral all on the social media in the ghetto, threatening those guys in the ghetto to go and vote. Okay, if they don't do it, you'll go back and shoot them. In that video, you can see him or thanking some of these guys that gave them money every Saturday. Guys, some of them that go around to receive money from these people every Saturday. Okay, so what are you doing to put all these things to a checkmate?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's go to the line to talk to our last caller. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Timak.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name?
Let me say good morning to your studio guest, Director Kumar. My name is Joe Kamo. I joined you this morning from Lower Martin County. Timak, let me appreciate him for the talking point. And you know, Timak, the director in studio is scratching a good point. But for some of us that in the community, we need to see how best to join or the LDA to see how best we can fight this crime and some of these drugs individuals. Because we notice that the end user are almost they are the ones creating more panic for us in the community. So we the citizens too need to see how best we can the director and his colleagues to see how best we can combat the fight against drugs. Thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you very much. Let's take one last call before we go back to AB. Good morning.
Good morning, Tima.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name?
Tima, my name is Lawrence Nyayene. I'm joining you from Waterloo, Iowa, the US of A.
Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I'm just joining the conversation, but my concern about the just issue in Liberia, yeah, it's so hard because the just is damaging us Liberians too much. It's not only the user that is damaging, because now the users are defeating. Even we, the own users, we also are victims because the users will bring the aftermath to us. But then it is this. We know, Liberians, we know A.B. Nkrumah when it comes to enforcement of law. We watched that when he was police inspector, deputy inspector general at the time. Although some Liberians that had motorbike at the time, they could feel offended, but at least the accident rate was cut down. So this is the scene with the drugs issue. Now, AB will be working, but the only thing he might need is backing, because sometimes the DA officers will go to arrest the drugs traffickers or the users. They bring them to court,
and the next day you will see them outside.
See them back in the street.
So, you see them back in the street. So we also got to talk to the government. A.B. Kromah, we know him. I know he will do that. We all got to fight for our country. He will fight tirelessly with his men. But you go to the court because he can't prosecute them. He will only arrest them and transfer them to court. That's all. Then in the morning, you will see Liberia has some big guys that are involved in drugs. Some of them will pick up the phone and call straight to the judge and say, that my client down there. I think you saw this team. So all these things we got to talk about it. You don't expect A.B. Kromah to do it. One thing, he suffer, nothing. He ain't going to put that man in jail for prison according to law. He wanted there to arrest the man and transfer. So this is my point.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
A.B.
Thank you very much. Let's before we take that last break, I want A.B. to comment on the concerns of the callers.
Well, that was great. Well, let me deal with the last caller, Mr. Unit. Mr. Unit, and I appreciate the support and the understanding that we got from you. Your continuing belief in our ability to enforce the law is something very, very, very appreciated. But the issue you just raised is quite common. That's how it was. But I think by now we've had the chance to enact the new drug law, which basically put you at no bailing point, where we can now say that when the guy is arrested, and I want to see that. And basically we've seen a little bit of symptom of that. The guys will tell you the magistrate court that will be the first instant non-record court. They'll tell you, say, look, the guys you brought here have not seen the new drug law. So we still deal with the old drug law, and the man is allowed to be signed for by his judge. So what we've done in our quest to actually reach out, we are distributing the new laws to all of them. That shouldn't be my responsibility. That's something that the judicial system would have seen, and other members of the executive would have seen. But for what it is, this is one way that we're not going to allow them to fly under the radar. We are going to make sure that we distribute it, we print it, we have budgetary allotment. Once anything I got in my hands from the government that we can use, I can continue to use my little meager resources to start printing things out. And then we must have an office to do it. We don't have an office right now to do it. But once we have the office, we will send out these new law, so that the very magistrate court that will be the first instant, so that when they see it, this guy will not be signed for. So what Mr. Yene is saying is right, because when the guys will do all the surveillance and everything, and basically what precipitated these things is the fact that people will not follow due diligence, will not have the chance to follow the chain. The custodial arrangement where the drugs is arrested, you have to follow those lines. Once you follow it, Tim, I can tell you, any judge now with a new law, the new drug law, will not release anybody off the hook. And the issue of regards to the $100 million thing that nobody asked for, that's something we intend to review. We'll review it. We will see exactly. We're not going to go through the double jeopardy situation where the court have already ruled. You know, there are instances that are part that from our own little observation, there are part that had to be reinvestigated. There are people who are part of the prosecutor's summary that was not part that was not part of the prosecutor's summary.
Blind eye.
Part of this prosecutor's summary, the blind eye will turn to them. We are going to bring them to ask questions: why, when, how, who, so that you answer this question, because we're going to establish a sense of deterrence, so that when we finally deal with the guys who will be part and parcel of this process, because my information is that right after that $100 million came, there was another group of drugs that came after that. Another 40. Yeah. So we're saying, because the guys who handle it, who are the courier, were not punished, were not placed in this process, they think it is a free thing to go. And we are going to follow it. I can assure you that 100%. We will follow it. We'll see the tail end of that particular process. I can assure you that. That's one thing we need to do, because it pains me to see that people would think they can go with impunity when they try to violate the law the way they violate it. It doesn't make sense to me. And somebody asked, what would be done to guys that receive money from the dealer on Saturday and all that. That's the reason why. Okay, within the current DEA, you have people who are volunteer. 60% of the people in the DEA are volunteer.
The current DEA?
Current DEA, they got it. 60% are volunteer.
The one you've inherited?
The one inherited. They're not on the payroll, but they are volunteer. But they are very.
How do they get paid?
They're enthusiastic to go for a raid. They come up.
How do they get paid?
That's what I want to find out why. How? Most of these guys will put themselves on the line, but then they all happy. They will issue uniform. How the heck you issue the guy uniform? The man is just a volunteer.
You get a volunteer uniform.
So my point is, we are going to dissolve the volunteer arrangement, but we're going to hire them. We're going to retrain them, put them through the process so they are obligated. So all of us will have fiduciary responsibility, so that when you are put through the process, you go to train, the psychological, and everything is done to you. Pass through the drug test. Once you pass that, we incorporate you back into the DEA because you have institutional knowledge. But just that the corrupt one that will be receiving money inside it to let drug dealer go scot-free, we will not hire you. We send our intelligence, we send an investigator to actually follow through and see exactly where it is. So you can rest assured that that whole Saturday dealing was not going to happen anymore, because that's how they get paid. Saturday, they go to the drug dealer send out the little purse, and that purse go through the chain. It stays there, and on the weekend, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they pay them off some money. That's how they get paid. It doesn't make sense to me, but yeah. So there's another one where the active employee. Yeah, those are the guys. The guys with the volunteer situation. Suggestion. Okay, this guy suggested that. Okay, the issue with regards to the preso, the executive. Listen, the president of the Republic of Liberia will have some privilege. I can tell anybody that. I'm not saying that they're above the law, but the vice president.
But that woman not going to carry drugs.
Yeah, no, forget
that
about that. Why would I want to put the president through that process? Matter of fact, the president is not there when he begs. I going through the process. But for goodness sake, the president would not be subjected to a drug investigation for no reason. Really? Oh man, what old man want to do this thing? But basically, when
the old man already president, why you want?
Yeah, what you want? And then the vice president, that man gave me smoke cigarette. The man even know he smokes a cigarette in front of American. So I mean, I understand what this guy want to be meticulous, which is good, but we have to give some understanding. There's discretionary power that we have to exercise. We're already suppressing them. I bet you the other member of the national legislature will come and say, man, why are you going to put, why we ain't got to put? No, we're not going to allow anybody to do it. So we can stop it at the vice president, the president, the vice president, and the speaker.
Finish.
Yes. Imagine we didn't even include the deputy speaker. Then he's going to create his own little citizen. So other members of the legislature will not be captured in this thing, but we allow you to have all of the privileges that you have.
For your bags,
the bags will be checked.
Will be scanned.
We'll scan through the process, and then we'll find out. And gradually, we'll be asking our partner to give us the sniffing dogs. Once we get the dogs in this country, and they can be properly cared for, that will be the end. And there are other technical things that we'll be asking our partners, most especially the U.S. government and the British and the French. If we can have those instruments, we will also use that as a means to fight. That will be our AK-47, those instruments. And then, so basically, we will be ready to actually face this in head on with the participation, with the help of fellow Liberians. It's not just going to be AP Kumar, like Mr. Yene said. Yes, we'll do our best. The best is all we can do. And then the drug law is something that we're depending on, will allow the judiciary to actually use as a means to expand this fight.
Okay, let's take our last break and be right back.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has brought in all sizes of new quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage has also brought in a state-of-the-art 2022 upgraded diagnostic machine that can easily detect any problem with your car. Don't worry, we can fix it for you. Is your car having any electrical problem? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician from Ghana who is up to the task of programming and solving all of your car electrical problems. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street side. We have our garage and new showroom at Rehab at the junction of President Weah's residence. For original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to Uptown Garage. We give 1 month warranty. We also provide a tow truck free of charge if we are the ones to work on your car. But we can also tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 0777 553317 or 0886 553317 or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian owned, is here to put a smile on your face.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, shifting our focus to a new horizon, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Today, we are making a brighter tomorrow, built by our dreams and our energy. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way. A better.
Thank you very much. We're back on 50-50. Our time is up. Unfortunately, this is the enemy in this sort of what we do. Time is up. But maybe before you go, I want quick answers. Can you fight this war?
Very well.
Can you win this war?
Very well. With the help and assistance of all of us, yes, we can win it.
That's what I was looking at. You don't have anything it takes. You don't have a car. You don't have a car. I went last night, night before last. You don't have a car. You don't have anything. How can you win this war?
Tima, that's why we're here. We'll ask you to help to talk to our people. And the good thing about it, the president is on our side. The president on our side, member of the legislature on our side. I think with all of those people coming out, we can win this war if everybody come together.
You got this. I keep telling you, Liberia is big. Don't let you got people
for the 3,000 square
for the 3,000 square miles.
Mm-hmm.
All the counties, you don't have anything visible in Monrovia. I mean, that place is a free zone. Outside Monrovia is a free zone. You don't have any control. You don't have any network there. You don't have any data on that side. How you gonna do it?
That's why we send.
And by 100 days, we want deliverables.
Well, we sent our deliverable to the president's office, and I can assure you that we're gonna meet the 100-day deliverable the way it should be. And I can assure you, the folks in the various counties, they are being told we've approached them with this sense of vigor, and we are going to meet it head on. But all I'm asking of you, and I'm asking of the Liberian people for the support. We need this institution. If this institution was viable as we want it to be, the issue of drugs would have been minimized, would have been addressed. The kids in our various schools would not be the way they are. The kids in the very entertainment center, I had to go the other day to intervene in an entertainment center where the kids would go sell these little things. But this kid was having the drugs in his car and smoking the stuff on his car. There is the need for us to continue to hammer this logistical support for this new department. I call it a new department, to be honest with you, because we're starting at fresh. We building the Vera instruction, the administrative instruction, and the operation instruction. All those things are being placed together right now, so as to form a formidable force in addressing these menace, and to start afresh and going. The guys that we brought on board to help, they are willing and they are ready to actually act. And with guys like you, who have been committed to the social situation for a long time, we think we can count on you. We can count on other very strong Liberians. We can count on international partners. And I can assure you, with the level of support that we are being told will be coming in, when those support come, I can tell you that this battle will be fought.
Thank you very much, AB, and we wish you well we wish you success in your new assignment. Liberians know who you are, but I said the turtle wants to box. The hands got to be long this time,
yes,
in order to deal with this war. And I know we come to the end of this edition of 50/50. My name is D-Max. Thanks for being there, playing your listening role. And those that send their messages on the Facebook, we're running out of time. We can read it. But it's good to be here. Tomorrow morning, I'll be here again. My special studio guest will be Prophet Key. Claire, go and sing no more. He's jubilating in the street. I will have him tomorrow morning. Bye-bye for now.
Mr. Key, come here.